Hello. This is gonna be my first army video, hopefully one of many. And basically, I just want to go over my Meps experience, and maybe I might have some helpful tips that might help you if you're going to Meps for whatever branch you're joining, because it's all the same basically. Um, we all have to go through the same long process. So first of all, I went to Meps about a month ago. I took the ASVAB first at Meps. That's all I did. My recruiter drove me up there one day and I just took the ASVAB. And if you want a separate video for the ASVAB, I'll do that, because if not, this video is going to be really long. So basically, I just took the ASVAB, they got my score, and then a little bit, like almost a week after, a little bit less, I went back to Meps on a Sunday, and I showed up at recruiting office Sunday like afternoon, and then they drove us up to Meps, and we spent the night there. And so then the next morning, which would have been a Monday morning, we got up at 3:30 in the morning, and we were all so tired, and it was not. If you're taking the ASVAB at Meps, or if you're just going there, I recommend going to bed early, like you're supposed to, and not staying up till midnight like I did, because I only got about 3 hours of sleep. And that just makes the whole process a lot harder on you, because you're not allowed to fall asleep at Meps. So yeah, it's not fun being really tired and having to follow all these orders and do all whatever you're supposed to do. So then we get there, you lock up your stuff, they give you a name tag, you get your folder, like a personal profile folder of all the tests you're gonna do and all your information, and just paperwork, a lot of paperwork. Then you go through a briefing, they give you like class, a PowerPoint class, you go, you pay attention, some more. Basically you fill out all the paperwork, a lot of paperwork, so pay attention to what they say and don't go ahead, because you will mess up and you will get in trouble. As far as people there, they're not, it just depends. There's some really nice people, and there's some people that really hate their job, and they're just, rude and mean, and, they're not gonna yell at you unless you really, really mess up, but as long as you pay attention and you kind of blend in, you'll be fine. So then, I think it's a different order for everyone, but I'm just going to tell you the order what I went through. So first, I had my hearing test. So I go into this room, and if you've never had a hearing test, you just put some headphones on, and you get a clicker, and you just click whenever you hear the noise. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. It was kind of hard because the room is so quiet, and you can hear other people's clickers, and then your noise is so quiet that you think it's their noise, but really it's yours, and just concentrate, and they tell you not to breathe, which I didn't breathe. I was like, okay, if that helps, I'm not going to breathe. Um, so that's the first thing I did. And then I had my blood drawn. I'm terrified of needles, like terrified. Number one fear is needles. So that was not a fun experience. I mean, it's only a little vial of blood, tiny little sample, but still, I was, nervous, and I don't like needles, so my eyes got really red, and I was just really, really nervous, and my heart was going like 1,000 miles per hour. Let me this down a little bit. So then after that, I had my pressure taken, and my pressure was so high because I had just had my blood drawn, because I was nervous and my heart was beating so fast, it came out really high and not normal. So they had to retake it later in the day, and then it was normal, and it was fine. When they just put that thing around you and it squeezes, and that's another thing to do. And oh, I forgot to tell you, after the class, after the briefing, you get a breathalyzer test, and you get your ears checked. And so make sure you clean your ears. They didn't tell me this, but if your ears are dirty, they will not be able to see your eardrum or whatever they need to see, and you will be sent to a different location for them to clean your ears. And I don't think that's very fun, from what I heard. So clean your ears. You get your eyesight checked. If you wear glasses, make sure you ask your recruiter what you're supposed to do, because I don't know. I don't wear glasses. So I know one girl there, she got sent home because she didn't have her contact case, and she had them in, but she didn't have her case, so they wanted to send her back. I don't know. So make sure if you wear glasses, you check with your recruiter what you're supposed to do. You also get a color blindness test, and yeah, because if you're colorblind, there's certain jobs you can't do. You get a drug test, and for girls, you also get a pregnancy test. It's just one sample. The lady stands in front of you and she watches you. I mean, not anything you can really do to prepare for that. It's kind of embarrassing, but it wasn't all that terrible. I'm a very shy person, very shy. Like I've never done that before, and I was fine. It was before I knew it was over, and you know, just drink a lot of water. I don't know. Um, Then after that, you give them your sample, they check it, you're good to go. They sent me to talk with the doctor. She just asked you some basic questions, stuff you've probably already answered before. Just tell the truth, because if they catch you lying, or if you say something that sets off an alarm, you're gonna be sent home, or you're gonna get additional testing. I don't know. Then after that, now I'm going through this pretty fast, but we're probably already in the afternoon by now. Like, mind you, we started all this at like 5 in the morning, so by now it's probably like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's just a lot of waiting. You better learn to be patient if you're joining the army or the military, because it was just a lot of waiting, honestly, and you're hungry. For me, I eat a lot. I eat like 6 times a day. So eating breakfast, which I barely even ate at all, and then not even eating that much lunch, I was starving at this point. Um, and then the physical with you go into this room with like a few other girls, like maybe 5 or 6, and you guys all strip down to your bra and underwear, and you get to do some fun little exercises. Like, no, not really. You get to do the duck walk. You get to do, just the most random but easy like exercises and stretching, and you'll be fine. As long as you pay attention to what you're doing and don't be a nervous wreck, you'll be fine. They're really easy. The hardest part I will say is that everyone is watching you, and you're just over analyzing everything you do, and you get nervous. I was nervous. I don't know about anyone else, but I was like, I'm pretty much shaking because they're looking out for stuff, and if there's something wrong with you, you're not gonna make it through. So then we get weighed and we get our height. And this was one concern for me, because when I first saw a recruiter, the very first time was May 6th, and on their scale, I weighed 181. Really, I think it was more than that. Like, I was just, whew, I was not good. I was obese. And I had to lose about almost 30 pounds. So when it came time for me to weigh in, I was expecting for them to get me at 5'5". They ended up getting me at 5'5" and a half, and so therefore they rounded it up to 5'6". So I was able to weigh more, which was good, because when they weighed me, I weighed 157, and my max weight for 5'5" would have been 154. Therefore, I would have been 3 pounds over. But because they got me at 5'6", and my max weight is 160, I was 3 pounds under. So that's just a little heads up for you. And you need to make sure you're not exactly. You need to make sure you're a few pounds under your weight limit, because if not, if you drink a lot of water like I do, or if you gain weight fast. My weight fluctuates every day, about 4 pounds. I can be 155 in the morning, and I'll be 159 at night. So, that's just something to consider. You get an exam, full exam, while you're naked, yep, by the doctor. You lay on a table. I don't really remember what she did. She was just looking out for scars, and I don't even know. It's just an exam. We all passed it, so I don't think, unless you have something really seriously wrong with you, you'll be fine. Okay, and then by this time it was already really, really, long process, and I went back to my liaison, which was, Each branch has their own. And I was about to like pick a job and swear in, but they didn't have my TAPAS results, which is the results of the personality test results from the ASVAB, the test you take at the very end, which is basically to figure out if you're crazy or not. So they didn't have mine in there. Like they just forgot to include it in the packet, which I took it and I passed it. They're like, oh, we might need you to take it again. I was like, really? Okay, well that's fine. But no, they had it and they just needed to print it out and they didn't feel like doing it at that moment. So I had to go back to the hotel that night and I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning again and pretty much just go through that entire day again, but not really do any of the physical stuff because I had already passed that. All that I needed was my TAPAS results, just a piece of paper included in my packet. And so the next day, that's what I did. That's literally, I just waited hours and hours and hours and hours and hours until the very, very end when I could pick a job and swear in, basically. And so I'm trying to think of anything else. I wrote down, okay, don't fall asleep. They will wake you up and embarrass you. And try your best to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. I'm from California. I live in Texas now. So yes, sir, yes, ma'am was never in my vocabulary before, but now I'm trying to get used to it because, that's what you're supposed to do. It's the, yeah. I was like, focus. Don't forget, Brenda. Don't forget. Don't bring any weapons. That's a huge thing for them. Don't bring anything that might injure anyone else or might be considered a safety hazard. Make sure you have all your documents on you at all times, like your social and your driver's license or whatever ID you have, and your packet. Make sure you always have that with you. And you're gonna lock up everything else. And your phone, I think they let you have it on you, but you're not allowed to use it unless you're in like a waiting. I mean, no, I never really use mine. And then just pay attention to what they say because they are kind of mean, but I think it's because they think they deal with so many dumb people. But really, I mean, you're just nervous and you're not dumb, but you're just, you know, just pay attention to what they say and you'll be fine. I'm trying to think of anything else. There's so much, but I'm going to try to make a weight video of how I lost the weight and what I did and what I ate and blah, blah, blah. And my before and after, I have before and after pictures. So I'm going to try to do that. And if you have any questions at all, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm sure every Meps is different, but overall, it's not that bad. You know, it's just a lot of waiting and a lot of being hungry. So, yeah, have a good day, everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.